Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iBUG Buzz. This is iBUG Buzz episode number 528 for Monday, April 4th of 2022. I am Maria, and I will be facilitating the conference tonight along with Sandhya. This is an open forum for anyone with questions or issues with their iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Apple Watch, or Apple TV. And for anyone who's desiring to become more proficient in using the accessibility features of these iDevices, we tend to focus on voiceover and the use of various peripherals as well, along with it, braille displays and headsets and keyboards and so on. So welcome to everyone who's joined in tonight and to those listening to the conference via the recorded podcast playback. So yes, this meeting is being recorded. We have a few rules that we kindly ask everyone to follow to help keep the meeting running as smoothly as possible. We ask that everyone stay on mute when not speaking to ensure the quality of the recorded conference. When you do want to ask or answer a question, you can unmute and then say your name and wait to be acknowledged by one of the facilitators. Again, that's myself, Maria, or Sandhya for this evening. So we do not use the raise hand feature of Zoom, just to be clear. And please don't just speak out or make any kind of exclamations while others are speaking. And when you do want to announce yourself, please wait until there's a break in the conversation. Speaking when someone else is talking is very disruptive and distracting. So please do wait kindly for a break in the conversation. And once you've asked or answered a question, please give other participants a chance to ask or answer questions so that everyone gets a chance to participate in the meeting. And also, please minimize background noise. So phones ringing or people talking or TVs or clock chimes or any kind of background noise. If we do have to tell you twice that you have too much of it going on, then we may have to remove you from the conference. And that's just to keep the call as high quality as possible, because it gets podcast on our website and on our YouTube channel, and it gets broadcast on Sight into Sound Radio out of Houston. So we want to keep the quality as high as we can. So in terms of how to mute and unmute yourselves, and I apologize for my coughing. I have had COVID. So in the Zoom app on an iPhone, your mute button toggle is going to be at the bottom left corner of the screen. In the Zoom app on an iPad, the mute button toggles at the top center of the screen. On a Windows PC, you're going to toggle the mute status with Alt-A. On a Mac, it's Command-Shift-A. On the Mac and PC, you can also use a space bar as a push to talk, meaning you hold it, you're temporarily unmuted, you keep holding it while you speak, and then when you release it, you're back on mute. And on a phone, if you're just if you dialed in via the phone number to this call, you're going to toggle your mute status with *6. So now I'm going to turn it over to Sandhya to give you some of the announcements of just some of our events, because we have a ton of them. So Sandhya is going to tell you how you can connect with us and also what events are happening this week. So Sandhya.
All right. Thank you, Maria. So yes, we have another busy week this week. So tomorrow we will have iBUG Mac Buzz on the Clubhouse app, and that will be 5 p.m. Central. All times I mentioned are Central Time, so we hope you join us for that. All questions relating to your Mac, that's a great place to pose them. Then Thursday, we have iBUG Trekkie Talk. We are in Star Trek Next Generation Season 4, Episodes 10 and 11. So please watch them ahead of time, and then we will discuss them. And that will be led by our facilitators, Kenny and Jody. So that'll be fun. And Herbie will be leading the Tuesday Mac Buzz on Clubhouse. Then on Friday, we have iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. And for those clues and the prize and all that good stuff, come back at the midpoint of our call, and we will have the big reveal. And then on Sunday, we have iBUG Cafe led by Shri, and we're going to be talking about podcast apps. And there are so many and having different features. So this is going to be the place for you to come and learn about them and, figure out if you've got the right one that you like, or maybe there's something else that might meet your purposes better. So join us for that on Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. on Zoom. Okay, then what do we got? We have our social media we have our website, ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org is the best place to get all of our information. You can check out the upcoming tab and then it's all there. Also, definitely encourage you to register on our website. It doesn't cost anything, and then you'll get all the notifications on a regular basis, so you won't miss anything that way. We have a Twitter account is at iBUG Today. Lots of good information tweeted out there. Follow us there, please. Then we have Facebook page, facebook.com/group/iBUG Today, another forum where you can pose questions and help others with their questions. So between these various training sessions, that's a great resource. We also have a mentoring program, and that is where if you fill out an application, if you're a beginner user and you need help with your iPhone, please complete the application on our website, and then we will match you up with our amazing advanced users, and they will help you. It's basically about a 12-week program, and also, again, free. And this is a great time right now. We've cleared up our backlog, so this would be a great time to participate in that program. Then, most exciting, well, almost pretty exciting. Well, hold on. Before that, we have our book club. Book club is going to be meeting on April 14th. And in preparation for that, we need to start reading our book, right? And it's called The Volunteer by Salvatore Sibona. And the DB number is 94,283. So it's available on Bard. Encourage you to check it out. It's a cool book. And then the iBUG drawing. Remember that we are a nonprofit, and this is one of our fundraising efforts, our primary fundraising effort. So for a $10 donation, you will have a chance to win a $500 gift card to the Apple Store. And think of all the cool things that you can purchase with $500. So just if you want to, the information for making a donation is available on our website. And if you want to improve your chances, you can get 6 tickets for $50. And we do, if not everybody is available, has PayPal or, some of the electronic payment apps, we do accept checks. All right. So we will definitely welcome your contributions and we appreciate your support. Okay, Maria, with that, I will hand it back to you.
All right, very good. Thank you, Sandhya. As you can tell, we have so much going on and all of it is free. So we hope you will join us. With that, let's go around and introduce ourselves and where we are from. So I am Maria in Albany, New York. And so now you can unmute yourselves as I've indicated before and tell us your name and where you're from.
This is Stephen from Austin.
Hello.
Hi, Maria.
Hey.
This is Herbie in Houston.
Welcome.
Dana in Cincinnati.
Hello.
Hello.
Judy in Connecticut.
Welcome.
Mary from Austin.
Is that Mary? Welcome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ned from Texas.
Hello.
Jody from New Hampshire.
Welcome.
Roy from Fort Worth.
Hello.
Greg in Texas.
Welcome. And someone else was
Shri from Virginia.
Oh, Shri, welcome. All right.
Army, Houston.
Welcome.
This is Helene from Arizona this week and with stuff next week.
Oh, very cool. You're coming back. Well, welcome. All right. Anyone else?
Suva from Houston.
Hello.
This is Sandhya from Houston.
Welcome.
We've got lots of Texans on here
I
tonight.
know.
Freddie from
Anyone?
Texas.
Okay, Freddie, welcome. All right. And anyone else? All right. Very good. Do we have, I don't think we do, but I might be mistaken. Do we have any first time callers? All right, very good. Well, welcome back to you all. Thank you for coming back. So with that, let's get started with the questions. So who would like to start us off with the first question or comment of the evening? Any
This is
comments?
Judy.
Yep, go ahead, Judy.
Hi, thanks. I have a question about Clubhouse, and I think that you guys have do you have a podcast on it? How to use it? My question, that's one question. The other question about it is, when you come on, the way I do it, I go on, and then it says bulletin, like about the second from the top. And I hit that, and then I hear that there's something going on with iBUG. But then I get confused. I tap where it says join, and then it says, joining this meeting or something. And then down at the bottom, I'm always looking for enter the room, and it's not there. And then I don't know what to do. And then when I finally do find the enter the room, the meeting's been going on already for like 10 minutes. So what am I doing wrong? And then do I come, and when I come in, am I muted? And is there a mute button there somewhere? Because I can never find the mute button, whether I'm muted or unmuted. So that's it. Yeah, Clubhouse 101.
All right. Well, who would like to tell Jody about how to efficiently enter the meeting, and then also whether she's muted and how to go about unmuting herself? And while people are thinking about that, I know we have discussed Clubhouse in various calls in terms of specific topics. I'm not remembering off the top of my head whether we have devoted, I feel like we have devoted something like a I don't know if we like a cafe or something, but you can look on our website if you do a search for the word Clubhouse and just find next, you will definitely find all the places that we have, talked about Clubhouse, all the different episodes.
Great. Good. That's a good idea. Thank you.
Sure. And then let's see who, Herbie, I think, is that who I heard?
Actually, Sandhya was before me.
Oh, Sandhya, sorry. Okay, go ahead, Sandhya.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, we did a Clubhouse like a while ago, like when it first came out, but I'm going to go back and check because I thought we did something after, but things change so quickly on that platform. So, but
that is a very good point.
All right, Herbie. Okay.
All right, go ahead, Herbie.
So I'm still a little bit confused as to what, so you're trying to find out how to enter a meeting on?
Yeah. So, right. I hear, yes, I'll come on like sometimes at 5:05 my time. So I'm like maybe 5 minutes early. And so I thought, okay, well, yeah, there's nothing here about go to join the room. But then I keep swiping, thinking I'm missing it. And then along about 10 past 5, which is the meeting's already been going on 10 minutes, I find the join the room. So I feel like I'm missing some point of how to get in on time.
So there's going to be some factors depending on when the meeting starts. I know in my case, I've also had my own set of technical issues related to Club Deck. And so I've had to reset a couple of rooms. So, of course, if somebody else has to do that, that's going to affect your experience. And so there could be, just a number of variables. And then, but usually it depends on when the room is open. And most, like iBUG, of course, we're good about opening the room like 10 minutes before, so you should be able to join with no problems.
Yeah, I can never find that enter the room thing down in the bottom right-hand corner or whatever it is.
So once you double tap on the room, that should bring up the field, and there should be a join thing. I think it's at the bottom.
Yeah. All right.
But I tried clicking, like double tapping on the actual room and see what that does.
Now, how do you mean? How do you do that? Well, I do the bulletin thing, and then I see iBUG, and I double tap that, and it says join today.
Hold on. Sorry, people decided
And
to
then
message me.
we're-
So you find the room in the bulletin. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. So I find the room in the bulletin, and I find iBUG, and then I find where it says join today or something, and then it says that I'm going to be participating. And then from then on, there's no join on my page.
Oh, so you're joining it from the calendar. I would try to look from for the room from your main screen, not from the bulletin.
Okay, so when I open up Clubhouse, where's the main screen?
It's right when you open it up. So if you swipe past the bulletin and stuff, rooms that you're going to be participating, that you've marked yourself as attending, should appear right at the top when they're open.
This is Roy.
Okay, go ahead, Roy.
Thanks.
It should be just below your profile. You'll find iBUG today if you're following them. Should be the first one in the list or second. And once you're in the room, the pause button's at the bottom right corner.
Pause. So that's like muting?
Or, mute. Yeah, the mute button. I'm sorry.
And it says mute on it?
It was mute, unmute, depending on which
I have
setting.
never seen that.
So if you do a 4-finger touch at the bottom of the screen, it should move your focus down there, and then flick right once with one finger, and you should land right on it.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I get so frustrated because then sometimes I want to talk but I do see that thing where you say the host is inviting you up, and then I usually end up putting maybe later because I don't know what I'm doing. So, all right.
This is Herbie.
Okay, Go ahead, Herbie.
So, like, when you're getting an invite that's asking if you want to come on stage or not to talk. So if you want to come on stage, then you would click, the accept button, or if you want to stay in the audience, then you would hit the maybe later.
Yeah. That I guess I got that part down. But I guess I'm going to try to find the mute button, and I'm going to try to find the page where I can enter the meeting.
So the mute button, this is Herbie. Oh.
Okay, go ahead, Herbie. And I think too, Jody was asking earlier. Judy, so sorry. Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
I know both of you were here, and I was like, wait, wrong.
I answered anything there.
I know Judy was asking if she's unmuted initially when she comes on stage. So maybe you can address that as well as you're talking about muting.
Okay, I want to say yes, you are unmuted when you come on stage. I was just going to mention that the mute button will not appear like when you're in the audience, though. You have to be on stage for the mute and unmute button.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't work if you're in the audience.
So when I just come into the audience, I am definitely muted.
Yeah, you're definitely muted. We can't hear you. You can say all sorts of bad things about us. We would never know.
Okay, that's good to know.
But once you come on stage, I forget what it does by default because they keep changing things. And I think you're unmuted, and I think Clubhouse, in their infinite wisdom, now makes it so that you get this lovely little pop-up letting you know that you have muted yourself. Instead of just, something, and then you have to dismiss it, and that's a whole nother nightmare. And
oh gosh. Well, thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Good. Well, awesome. I hope that helps you out, Judy, and hope you can join us more easily next time.
Okay.
Very
Thanks
good.
a bunch, you guys.
All right.
actually, this is Herbie. One real quick thing.
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
We did do a Clubhouse thing back in whenever it was.
Yeah, I looked it up. It was February of last year, but things
and some
changed.
things, a lot of things have changed
Yeah.
since then. And some of the basic things have not, but that's just going to point that out. So
Yeah, no, that's a good. Yeah, literally, Clubhouse is a like from what you heard with Herbie, like that muting pop up is a fairly new thing. Yeah, things just change, so you kind of have to roll with it.
This is Sandhya.
All right, go ahead, Sandhya.
I think Dana had a comment.
Oh, sorry, I completely missed you. Go ahead, Dana.
That's all right. I'm easily overlooked.
Oh, that's why we have a team.
I'm kidding. No, I was going to comment on mute and unmute in Clubhouse. Once you have been accepted to be a speaker, that accept button changes into a mute and unmute.
Okay.
So I wanted to say.
Thanks, Dan.
All right. Very good. All right. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Helene.
Go ahead, Helene.
I have a question, since we're talking about entering rooms, is getting onto this call since 1504, and I brought it up before that it is, I have it in my contacts, and I used to be able to just say call bug. Then I had to change it to call iBUG today. And no matter which way I do it, I still end up having to put in the last 369978 pound. And if you don't do it quickly enough, it said that ID is incorrect. And then I try again, and finally I get some sighted person that's nearby to put voiceover off, throw the phone at them and say, put in 369978 pounds. And I get it.
Uh-huh.
Is there an easier way, please?
Okay.
I mean, how can I get back to just saying it and it recognizing it or doing it without me having to put in the last?
Sure. And you said that's in your contact that you've put in for iBUG?
Yes, I have iBUG today in my contacts, but Siri doesn't like doing it, and I thought that I could just say call iBUG.
This is Jody.
Siri. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's a Siri, so it's in your contact, the whole thing, but when you're using Siri, it doesn't like. Okay. Go ahead, Jody.
Yes, hi, Helene. You can go into your contacts and go to the phone number and edit it. And what you can do is you can add comma 369978. And then and pound, but sometimes pound will mess up if you try to use Siri or whatever. So you can try the pound and see if that works. Otherwise, you can just add the pound at the end. And then to add the comma, you go down to below star and hit that, because obviously when you've got a keypad up there, there's no comma available. But if you go to pound or under pound and tap that, then that will bring up an alternate keypad. And if you go to where the number 4 is, I think it is, that's where the comma is. So you're going to have to do that each time. You can't just type comma. You're going to have to go into the alternate keypad each time to add the commas. But then you should be able to add the 369978, and then when you dial it again, or when you hit the one tap on that, then it should work.
This is
I have a yes, great.
Okay. Yes, Helene, go ahead and ask your question on that, and then we'll take Sri.
No, I think I'd rather listen to Sri, because he once explained it to me. I just know that when Jody once sent me a contact, I used to just do that and it worked. So I just don't know why after 1504 I can't do it.
After 15.4. Okay. Go ahead, Sri.
All right, so Helen, there is a bug with the pound, so it's not going to work if you're going to ask Siri to do it. It will work if you do have the commas on the contact, and then you go to the contact and you tell it to call. it will work.
So I can put the pound in on the context with those commas. If I can, it sounds hard, what Jody said about putting in the comma, going to an alternate keyboard. I've never done that. So I don't know. I can try it.
Here's what I would suggest to make it simple to enter that number. Are you familiar with using the rotor to copy?
I know how to use the rotor, yes.
Okay. I would write that whole number down on the Notes app with the number, the commas, and all the extensions, and then copy that and paste it to the contact phone number section, because you can paste it. So that way you don't have to worry about finding the commas in the in the keypad of the number keypad, because you have to hit the shift to get the comma in the keypad. You got to do a lot, and then you got to do a few swiping. But if you just want to simply write it out on a notepad with the numbers and the commas and the pound, and then just paste it over to your contact, and then hit the done button. And then you will have to open the contact and call it manually. Right now, are you coming to Zoom through the mobile app, or are you just coming through the dial-in?
I don't know. I did the thing called Bug, and now it doesn't work anymore. So now I don't know how I'm getting to you.
So you're dialing in, Helene, if that helps.
Yes.
So we see a phone number, part of a
Okay.
phone number for you.
Yeah, I would probably try
so-
it that way to make it a little easier for you.
To do the dial-in.
No, to do the okay, go ahead, Sri.
No, I was just saying, just go ahead and enter the numbers in like a notepad, and then copy and paste it to the contact field of the phone number, and then hit done. And then when you want to call the Zoom call, just go open up the contact and just swipe right or left till you hear call the phone.
Okay.
And that
Okay,
should
and
take
I
care
can
of it. That, the pound and the commas will work.
So wonderful. How many commas? 4?
For Zoom, I don't think you need a lot of commas, because I believe they break the script. So, but I think it's looking for the passwords right away. So you can probably just do 1 comma.
Thank you.
All right, good luck with that, Helene. It sounds like kind of Siri is the culprit right there, that it's a Siri bug, but if you do it manually, that it should work. So hopefully, yeah, very good. Hopefully that'll work. And glad you were able to still make it tonight with the bug and all. So
This is Shri.
all right. Okay, go ahead, Shri, and then we'll take Mary next.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, we should probably, if you're the people that use the pound and the commas, definitely call accessibility and just report it, because the more calls that they get about this, the more they'll have the desire to fix it.
Okay.
This is true. All right, very good. Mary, go ahead.
I don't know, this may just be totally off. I haven't been doing it that way with this or any of the other contacts that I do this with, but I don't go into Zoom and put all those numbers in either. I just, I've been doing it from just swipe over and go to the, put those numbers in the website, and then I don't dial in. But that way I don't have to mess with any of those commas or anything. It's just the whole thing's there. Just use it as the website. Use it as the website for the contact. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, what you're saying is to put, so like from the iBUG website, there's that URL for the meeting
just
that
dump it
join.
into the where it says website.
Yeah, and copying that into the URL field, and then also, and
that way you never have to put anything else.
Yeah, that does require the Zoom app to be installed.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. That's what I was trying to figure out is why would you do it this way? And I guess one reason why you would do it this way is because you didn't have Zoom installed. It seems to me like since I did go ahead and install Zoom, you don't have to pay for it or anything, but all of this stuff seems to be easier if you can install the app.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, I don't know whether people know this, you don't have to have a paid account to be able to do that.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a big pain to set it up one time, but then it's done.
All right.
this
Very.
is
Yes. Who is that?
Preston.
Oh, go ahead, Preston.
I just wanted to comment that even if you were sent the link, you still need the app.
Yes. All right. Yes. Thank you for that. Yeah. So there are definitely options for how to join Zoom. So, hopefully, Helene, one of those will hopefully work easier for you than the other. So, all right. Very good. Who would like to ask the next question? Have we got any Braille users? Have you updated to iOS 15.4.1 and has it resolved your panning issue?
This is free.
Oh, at the same time. All right. We'll take what?
Greg. I think
Greg. Yeah, I was going to say, Greg, I think was first. Go ahead, Greg.
Okay, I have a couple questions about the native messages app. First is whenever I delete a message, then I always get that confirm delete message. Are you sure you want to delete? Is there a way to get rid of that? And then the second thing is once you've deleted a message, like if I'm in mail and I delete an email, it goes to a trash folder. In messages, once I delete a message, as best I can tell, it's just gone, and there's no way through iCloud or any place else. If I wanted to go back and check on a message that I deleted, there's no way to go back and do that. Is that correct?
All right. Who would like to answer those questions?
This is Marty.
Okay, go ahead, Marty.
As far as I know, well, on the first question, Greg, no, I wish to there. And at one point you did not have that. You deleted your messages and they were gone. But ever since, I don't know, what was iOS 13 or 14, that's not an option. You have to confirm your deletion. And I think once you've deleted your text messages, they're gone. I mean, they may be somewhere, but not accessible to us.
I think I don't know. I'll say this is Preston.
Oh, who is this? Okay, go ahead, Preston.
I'm not totally tech savvy, but if I remember right, I believe you can sync up your phone to a computer. So even if you delete your message from your phone, you'll still have a record on your computer.
All right. Anyone else with any inputs on this? Recovering a deleted message. All right. Well, it looks, Greg, like there isn't an equivalent of the trash, like you were saying. So maybe you do want to have a confirmation that you're deleting the message, because once it's gone, it seems like it's not that easily recoverable, if at all. So.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Very good. All right. I think Shri, you were next.
Yeah, I just wanted to find out if you guys can educate me with the 15.1, 15.4.1. What does the Braille, what does it actually fix? Because I'm not a Braille user. I'm just curious, what does it fix?
All right. Who would like to talk about the Braille issue?
This is Stephen.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, the Braille issue in this particular case, I mean, there are a number of them.
Indeed.
Yeah, there are a number. The one that they apparently fixed, and from what I can tell, it seems like it has been fixed, is you'll be scrolling along, through something, and then all of a sudden it just freezes. And the only way that I've been able to get past that is I have to do I use a Braille display that has, I do the .4 space to, that goes to the next line, and then have to come back to it. Whereas if I'm just reading, I'm just scrolling, through the panning buttons, you can't do that if it freezes up. Well, apparently they have fixed that issue. What they have not seemed to fix, though, is I do a lot of I have key commands that are set to do auto advance. In other words, automatically scrolling through something, like if I'm reading a book or an article. If I stop in the middle of a page, it throws everything off. In other words, it's almost like it truncates words at the end of lines, and I have to wait till I get to the next paragraph before it comes back up again, where it actually reads it normally. So that's one issue that it still has not fixed. It's been that way for several versions. I don't know if you've had that problem, Maria, but
I have, yeah. And I've also had the problem where if you're editing and if your piece of text gets to be a little longer in the paragraph, the Braille input just gets slower and slower.
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
Yeah. So there are still a number of issues, but the question that you were asking, Sheree, was when you're panning, it just freezes your display. And you have to actually go to the next line with that command and then go back to pick it back up again.
Yeah. And I think the other one too, right, was it the one with the alerts where sometimes if it showed an alert, you couldn't get the alert to disappear basically very easily. Yeah. And now it does seem to disappear, thankfully.
Right. It does.
Fun times. Oh, very good. Anyone else? Have we missed any huge issue? I think we got most of the big ones. So yes, that is that. You know it's kind of serious when the release notes actually mention the fixing of a Braille bug. So
that is true.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Who would like to ask the next question? Has anyone played with any new apps that's finally beginning, at least here, to feel like spring, a little bit of traveling out and about?
Hello.
Hello, who's this?
This is Alice from Alabama.
Okay, hey Alice.
My question is, I keep getting this message telling me my iCloud is full. Okay, I went the iCloud thing and it said, it comes with a standard 5 gigabytes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I've used 360.1. And then I went into manage my iCloud to see what was taking up the space, because I don't know, what do I need to dump? I don't want to have to buy more space. I want to know what do you recommend that I dump to clear up some of the space?
All right.
Does 360.1 out of the 5 gigabytes mean I got a little bit more space left besides the message they keep sending me that my iCloud is full?
All right. Who would like to talk about managing iCloud storage and how to find out what's been taking up the most space?
Preston?
Okay, go ahead, Preston.
Well, one idea I have is to move your pictures from your phone to your computer, so that way you can clear up some space, because trust me, pictures take up a lot of space if you have multiple.
They're taking up about 17. I looked at it when I was in there. They're not taking up that much space. I don't have very many pictures on this phone.
That or some of the apps might be big. Like,
May I ask this question, please?
Okay, go ahead, Alice.
There's an app that I never used called GarageBand, I think, and it's taking up 219.8.
you can.
Okay. Are you asking if you can delete that?
Yes, I need to delete that GarageBand. 219.8 kilobytes is what it's taking up. And I don't even know, I don't use it. I'm not even familiar with it.
This is true.
Okay. Go ahead, Sri.
Alice, one question I want to ask you. Do you know what version of iOS you're running on your phone?
The older one, 14 point something. I got an upgrade. I need to do the upgrade, but I haven't let it do the upgrade yet.
Okay. One of the things I want to mention, the older version has an issue with telling you your correct storage space on your iCloud with your device. So that could be, I'm not saying that's the issue, but you could be getting incorrect information about your storage because that was a known bug in the old version.
Okay.
Now, if you're truly running out of space, like it was said, pictures and videos are going to be probably your high, especially videos. If you have videos, that'll be probably your biggest space taker. And then there are definitely apps like you can definitely remove GarageBand. But I would start with videos, then go to pictures, then go to apps. And remember, when you remove an app, you can always bring it back if you need it.
Videos, pictures, and apps.
I would go in that sequence.
All right. Thank you much.
All right. Very good. All right. Good luck, Alice. And hopefully it is just lying to you and you have plenty of space.
I hope so.
All right. Very good. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Marty.
Go ahead, Marty.
I get sounds like when I get new text messages or notifications.
Okay.
I do not get sounds when I get new email. And I don't know if it's the sound that I've picked, whether changing that might, I don't have the default sound. I changed it to, I'm not even sure what sound it is. I think it's Illuminate. But it's not doing anything.
So you'd like to get the sound for your email?
Yes, when I get new email.
All right. Anyone have any thoughts on that? How to set a sound or go in and check on it?
This is Terry.
I know how to set it and do it. It's just not happening.
Oh, I see. Like it's set in it when you go in there, it's set properly. It's just not
when
actually.
when I go in sounds, like it has new email.
Right.
And it has the name of the sound that I'm supposed to hear. And I go in mail and I think that option is like enabled. So it's just not happening.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Terry.
I don't have that problem with emails at the moment, although I occasionally sporadically do. But I have that problem a lot with text messages where I won't hear the notification sound, even though it's set to be, to happen. I know that everything is set correctly. And I have two different Apple Watches, which are connected to this phone. And it seems that one of my Apple Watches, when I am wearing it, that's when it primarily happens. If I take that watch off and put another one on, or I just don't wear a watch, then it seems to be more consistent with the sound notifications. But it's kind of a weird thing. And I had heard at one point that it was a bug, but you would have thought now they fixed it. I'm still running with this phone 14.8. So I'm not even at 15 point anything here. And I'm still having problems. And I noticed that it seems to be especially a problem
with a certain watch. So I don't know if that would make a difference for you, or if you even have an Apple Watch that would interfere with anything, or.
All
Jody?
right.
This is Marty.
Okay, Marty, if you want to respond to that, and then we'll go to Jody.
Yeah, I first of all, I do have an Apple Watch, and the watch I don't think responds to email. Because I get when I wear my watch, I get my notifications and text message alerts on the watch when I'm wearing it. But I do get them on the phone when I'm not wearing the watch.
Right, that's what this is Terry.
Yep, go ahead, Terry.
That's what I'm saying too. When I'm wearing the watch, I don't get them on the phone. When I'm not wearing the watch, I do get them on the phone, my notifications.
But this is Marty, Terry. I'm talking specifically about email.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Go ahead, Jody.
Well, this isn't about email. This is about texting. When I'm on the Zoom app, then I don't hear the tones for text messages.
Oh, okay.
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Shri.
Marty, do you know if you have the mail app for schedule notification?
You mean a summary?
Yeah.
Is that under like I've seen summary, but where would I find that in mail or?
I think it's under the notification where you can schedule it.
See, I don't even use that. I think I have that disabled, or I have never bothered with that schedule for summary.
Okay. Anyone else on this one? All right. Well, it looks like, I don't know, it sounds like it's perhaps some kind of a bug, or you might want to try Morty with another sound and see if it, like you were saying, it might just for some reason be that sound. And see if that makes a difference.
This is Shri.
Okay, go ahead, Shri.
Marty, did you ever play that sound?
Yes, I have played it.
Okay.
And
okay.
You hear it when you play it. So
right.
Yeah,
interesting.
It worked,
okay.
I think, in 14. Yeah, it stopped. I think either late 14s or 15. It stopped when we had all the problems with like clock apps not working and all that.
So it could be something to do with that as well, like a bug. Okay. Well, hopefully that will get addressed at some point, or you might want to, in the meantime, perhaps you can get a different sound to work. Let's see, I heard someone try and come in, but I didn't know who that was.
Hello, this is Janet Wright from Colorado.
Okay, hey Janet, go ahead.
I have the same problem as Marty does, and I just decided I'm not going to worry about getting the sound. As long as I get my mail, I don't really care.
Okay.
I think it's a bug they haven't squashed yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that I think of it, because I have even when I use the default sound, and like even when my phone is off silent, I don't think I've heard that sound. Now that I think of it, I didn't even notice. So yeah, that could very well be. So, well, at least it's not just you, Morty. So that makes it more likely that it's a bug. All right. Very good. Good discussion there. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Stephen.
Go ahead, Stephen.
So I'm having to turn iMessages off when I'm texting a particular person that has an Android phone, because for some reason they're not getting them when I do that. Now, that may be a setting on her part, and that would obviously be an Android question, I guess. But I'm not having to do that for anyone else, though. And my question is, if I turn off iMessages, that basically means that if someone else sends me iMessages, I'm going to miss them, aren't I? Unless I have it turned on.
That's a good question. Or are they going to come through as texts? Does anyone know? And I guess my question too on Stephen, your point, I wonder with this person, when you're typing to them, does it show that it's a text message that you're sending, or does it still seem to think it's an iMessage? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does show text messages. And she had just gotten a new phone. And so I'm just wondering if it's a setting on her part, as an Android phone. But it's funny because I don't have to do that with anyone else. But the other thing that worries me is that if I'm missing other people who are texting me with iMessages, even if I turn iMessage back on, I'm not going to be able to retrieve those.
Does anyone know? I have never tried turning because luckily, I guess I've not had this problem.
This is Herbie.
Like you said too, it's go ahead, Herbie.
Yeah, so if you have iMessages turned off, it's just going to come up as a text message, but it may be a problem if they try to send you like a multimedia message, like a voice message or something like that. That's where it could potentially be a problem. But if it's if they're sending you a regular text message, then it should come up, then it'll come up as a regular text and not an iMessage. But here's where that could be a problem. If the person's in another country,
no,
that could create a problem. Okay, good. That could be a problem.
Okay, so I shouldn't be missing iMessages that come in, even if it's turned off. It should just convert, shouldn't it? Because that's what I always thought it would do.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Terry.
Go ahead, Terry.
I just want to verify that if you receive a message or send a message to another country, and that person has an Android phone, they still get your messages, but they have to pay for them. At least with the person that I've sent messages to in the UK, he has an Android phone. If I send him a text message, it comes up as an SMS, but he has to pay for that message, which is kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest using like WhatsApp or something.
Oh yeah, we now do.
Yeah. So maybe, Stephen, there's a thought for you and this other person. You can keep your iMessages and then like use WhatsApp so that they, she or he like gets them, because that is so weird. Like I have friends who have Android and I have never had an issue with them not receiving texts. It's so strange.
Yeah, it is strange. And it just started when she got a new phone. And I just can't help but wonder if it's a setting. And maybe I need to call on the Android Insight and see if there's a setting that will allow you to receive iMessages. But yeah, it's very interesting. I've never had that happen before.
This is Sri.
Go on, Sri.
Stephen, are you sending it as a phone number or are you sending it as an email, as a text message?
Through it's like all my other messages through the phone number.
Is the other participant an email or a phone number?
Oh, no, it's through a phone number.
Okay.
Or I'm sending it to a phone number.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
It's a mystery. That's what it is.
It is a mystery. We'll figure out how to solve. But I was just mainly concerned about missing texts that came in when I turn iMessage off. That maybe I'm not getting those, because I think that's happened a couple of times.
Yeah. So it does sound like a WhatsApp is your solution,
or something like it. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all. Appreciate
this
it.
is Sri.
All right, go ahead, Sri.
One thought, Stephen, do you know if she's got cell service where she's getting, because obviously SMS message is going to come through cell service. So if she doesn't have cell service, she won't get the text message.
Yes, I believe so. Yes, she does. Yeah, she does.
That is so odd. Well, you might want to join Android Insight and ask people some questions, see if anyone knows.
Yeah, maybe a setting that she needs to do then. All right. Sounds good. Right. Thank you very much.
Very good. All right. Good luck. All right. Who'd like to ask the next question?
This is Jody.
Go ahead, Jody.
Yes, I kind of have a similar question. I have a friend that has an iPhone and I send them an iMessage, but it goes through as a text message rather than as an iMessage. And I don't know why. And it goes through, but it just doesn't show up as an iMessage. And I think that's kind of strange.
All right. Anyone have any thoughts on that?
This is Shri.
All right. Go ahead, Shri.
Isn't there a settings in the iMessage where you can turn off iMessage off and just receive SMS messages?
They could have done that on their phone. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. They could have done it on their end because everything else I send to other people goes through as an iMessage. Good point.
All right. Anyone else? All right. Another thought that I had is sometimes I have had iMessages go as texts if for some reason the person's like cell service wasn't that great at the moment. And so sometimes they like register as being offline or something for a second. And so it comes through as a text, but then it sorts itself out when people are reconnected. So, all right. Very good. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is David. Prepare to exit left.
Okay, go ahead, David.
Yeah, I had a comment about that question about the iCloud backups.
Okay. You're having a little bit of background noise, so hopefully it clears up. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying, I'm sorry, I'm in a car, but she should check to make sure she doesn't have more than one backup on there, like from an old phone. Because I had that problem where I had my old phone backup plus my new phone backup. So it was taking up all my 5 gigabytes of free space. So you can go and just delete that old phone backup because it's probably already been converted to your new phone. That's something to check.
All right, very good. So that's a suggestion for you, Alice, there to check your backups as well. All right. Anyone else who would like to ask? We have 3 more minutes until the halftime show. So would anyone like to quickly get a question in or a comment? Yes. Who is that? Okay. All right. Well, in a couple of minutes before halftime, has anyone like played with any new apps lately? Do you have like an app recommendation or an app to avoid?
This is Terry.
Janet.
Oh, go ahead, Janet.
Okay.
I'll defer to you.
Sure, no worries. Okay,
I mean,
thanks.
that's up to you, Maria. Sorry,
Right, yeah.
I apologize, but I'm
No.
just saying I would defer to her.
Okay, well, thank you, Terry. All right, well, go
Thanks,
ahead,
Terry.
Janet.
Okay, there is a new time app. It's called Talking Time, and it's $1.99, and it works with voiceover. I think it's a lot better than Westminster and any of the other ones that are out. I like the old Chime, but I wasn't too happy when they broke it with iOS updates. So
yes,
that's my app recommendation if anybody wants a Chime app.
All right, very cool. And so does that perform, is that similar to the chime where it has the chimes going off at a certain time, or does it announce the time at a certain time?
It announces the time, and it also has tones for the time. You can set up tones for the time.
All right. Very cool. Thank
right,
you for
Terry.
that. All right. Well, with that, I will turn it over to Sandhya to take us into our exciting halftime.
All right. Thank you, Maria. Wow. Okay, so now we will give everybody a chance who didn't get to say hello the first time around. Just say your name and where you're from, please. Anybody?
Linda from Humble.
Linda, welcome.
Thank you.
Janet
Ellen
from
Houston.
Chanel, welcome.
Janet from Colorado. Hey, Chanel.
Janet, welcome.
Terry
Marty
from
from
Arlington.
Philadelphia.
Terry and Marty, welcome.
Brooks in Oklahoma.
Brooks, welcome. Kathy, welcome. Yes.
Arlene, North Carolina.
Hello, Miss Arlene, welcome.
Thank you.
Alice, Alabama.
Hello, Alice, welcome.
David from Houston.
David, all right. Okay, anybody else?
Marie from Reno.
Hey, Marie, welcome. All right, anybody else want to say hi? Anybody else? We're going around. Anybody who didn't get a chance to say hello the first time around, we'd love to say hello.
Hello, Preston.
Hello. Preston, where are you from?
Weatherford.
Waterford? Where?
I said Weatherford.
Where is that?
I'll just say Fort Worth.
Oh, okay, Fort Worth. Okay, great. All right. Well, glad to have you. Glad to have you. Are you a new first time caller or no?
I think this is like the third time.
Okay, third time. Well, we're still glad you're here and glad to have you. So glad you're here. Thank you for participating tonight. Great. Okay. Anybody else? Question? I don't want to say hello. Sorry. Didn't get to say hi yet.
Brad, I'm in Dallas.
Brad, welcome. Brad, welcome. Okay. Anybody else? All right. Well, we know what time it is. It's it's time for iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies, the big reveal, and with those sublime clues. And I always wondered what sublime means, and you'll have to check it out because I think it does apply. So with those, do we have the iBUG guy himself? iBUG guy?
Hello?
There.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, unfortunately.
All right. Yes, I'm here. Welcome, everyone. Glad you could be with us tonight. We are, what are we doing? This is iBUG Buzz. Welcome to the iBUG Buzz. It's every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Time.
What are you doing?
Aren't I supposed to announce the meeting?
The movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Friday night, we have iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. It will be 7:30 p.m. for the pre-movie social, 8 p.m. For the movie, and stick around afterwards for discussion and trivia. That is this Friday, right here on this very same Zoom line. All right, now it is time for All right, so we've got some great clues to help you figure out what our movie is going to be. And to provide those clues to you, we have, oh no, I'm supposed to do that, sorry. Okay, I'll be doing the clues, but remember, just like on the regular part of the program, say your name, wait to be recognized by me, and then you can guess.
This
Let's
is
see.
Terry. You're
Wait.
doing the clues, but it sounds like you don't have a clue. I'm just saying.
All right.
All right.
She should be suspended.
Terry is banned from.
Yeah, there we go. One more.
And
one guess.
You get one guess per clue. Yes. Don't forget that important thing. Let's see. Last time we had, who was the winner? Guessed it?
David.
David.
Yes.
Oh, he's a single winner, so he gets to play.
Oh, he has
Once you
won
win
two in
two
a row,
times, if you win 2 times in a row, then you have to.
Three in a row. You're okay. Keep going.
All
We'll
right,
worry about that later.
Wait, yes. What?
He won twice in a row.
He won twice. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's three.
Three. Yeah, you can't play. You have to sit out a round. All right.
Okay, can we go? Can we go?
Clue number 1. Where's my clues? Our film this week is set in various cities around the United States as well as around the world. Our film this week is set in various cities of the United States as well as around the world.
This is Brooks.
Brooks.
Cloud Atlas.
Proud Atlas. I never heard of that one, but we will say no. Good try, though.
Dana.
Dana.
Around the World in 80 Days.
Oh, someone have thought of that. That's so good, Dana. But again, that is not what we want for tonight. Good
This is
try. Shri.
Is it? It's a mad, mad, mad world.
It's a mad, mad world. Oh, no. I don't think so. Nope. Judges say that is not what we're watching this week.
Preston?
All right, Preston from Weatherford near Fort Worth.
Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can. Hold on, let me check with the judges. It's in various cities in the United States, around the world. Based on a true story, so preposterous to have been invested by.
Sounds like you won.
Yes, Preston! Got it on the very first clue. And because you got it on the first clue, you are the winner of tonight's prize. And Johnny, what do we have for our winner tonight?
Wow. Preston, you are in luck here. So first, you have not one, not two, but 3 different prizes for being a winner. First, you are going to have a pilot's license for the Pan Am airline. And if you haven't heard of Pan Am airline in a while, there's a reason for that. But okay, nevertheless, you have a license. And next, you have a bar license, as in the law, from Louisiana State. So if you'd like to go to Louisiana and practice law, you are going to be all set for that. And finally, you will have a medical degree from Harvard University. So you are all ready to go. So you can be a pilot, a lawyer, or a doctor, thanks to iBUG. So go for it. Great job, Preston.
Or all
Wow.
3.
All 3 at the same time. Wow,
Will the diploma be in that iBUG color?
Oh yeah, of course. It'll be framed in iBUG color. So way to go, Preston. Great job. I can't
What's the
believe
score
it.
in the North Carolina game?
You didn't give him a ding ding
North
ding.
Carolina
Mr.
battles
McCulloch.
Kansas in the national championship at
Mr.
8:20 p.m.
McCulloch, you're not muted.
Oh, the game will be starting in another 20 minutes.
You forgot the ding ding ding, Mr. McCulloch.
Huh?
Ding ding ding.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes. Way to go, Preston.
Oh my God. Well, it kind of, okay. All right. Well, very good. We have survived that. I know, right? Okay. So good night, Mr. McCulloch. Would you like to say good night? Please say good night.
Can I? This is Shri.
No. Good night, Mr. McCulloch.
Good night.
All right. Here we go. We're muting.
Just David.
All right. Sorry, David. We are moving on. Okay. All right. So now I know that we are back to chaos has has been subdued and we restored order. And now we're going to go on to the iBUG segment. And with those fun, helpful hints is Maria. Maria, let's go.
All right. Yes, so back to the mundane after the chaos, but hopefully a little educational. I'm going to be talking about how you can create a folder using the Mail app and then moving a message to that folder. This is something I've been asked a good amount, whether it's possible to do. And so I'm happy to say that there are some possibilities. So I am familiar with this with Gmail based accounts. I do have an iCloud account, but I use it kind of sparingly, and I have not, I must admit, I have not tried it in that instance, but I imagine it would work in a similar way. So I'm going to show this to you in my Gmail, and hopefully that will give you a good sense of how this works. So we're gonna, and this is using the native Mail app and using my Gmail account. So we're gonna go into Mail.
Mail. No unread emails.
See, I've been good. I've cleared out my unread mail for this demo.
Mail. Hello, ladies.
Oh, the joy of iOS trying to get me back to where I was. So we're going to exit out of this email.
Back button. Inbox.
And
Gmail. Back button.
VoiceOver is not speaking, but we're going out layer by layer here. So we're in my list of messages in my Gmail inbox. And in order to create a folder, we actually have to come out of here. So this is a little counterintuitive, but if you were to select the edit button in the upper right hand corner here, you would not have the option to create a folder or a mailbox, as Apple likes to call it, which I also think is a little, counterintuitive, but it is what it is. So you have to completely come out.
Search Gmail inbox heading. Gmail edit button.
And now you know that you're in the, so basically we're coming out to the topmost layer of the Mail app where it's showing you all of your accounts and all of your folders for each account. And you know that you're there because in your upper left-hand corner,
912 mailbox edit button.
You're going to have an edit button. So not a back button like you would in any other layer. And if you flick to the right,
mailboxes. Heading.
Your heading there is mailboxes. So now you can kind of understand why in order to create a new mailbox, you have to be in the layer showing your existing mailboxes. So in order to create a new mailbox, we're going to go into that edit button that we just mentioned. We're going to double tap and go into the edit screen.
Edit button. Done.
And we have a done button.
Mailbox done.
Button. That's in the upper right.
Done. Button.
In the upper right corner, and I'm sorry, that's actually where the edit button was in the prior screen as well in the right hand corner. Sorry, I have my directions reversed at the moment. So this edit screen,
mailboxes heading vertical scroll toolbar.
It has
selected.
Fun stuff
Real
like
Buffalo.
Being able to select which accounts you want to show the inboxes for and being able to reorder the same, and then it shows you your folders and so on. What we're interested in is along the bottom of the screen, of this edit screen.
Toolbar, new mailbox button.
And that is on this toolbar that says your new mailbox. So let's go into there.
New mail text field is editing. Name, insertion point at start.
And that nicely tells us the name. So we're going to give our mailbox
Selected.
a name.
Cap A, ship, cap Z, ship, cap V.
Whoops.
Delete, select V, ship, cap V, cap C, cap B.
All right. And I wanted to call this mailbox ACB.
Save. Dim text field is editing. ACB.
Whoops.
Cap B.
And I mistyped.
Delete. Select cap C, cap X, cap.
There we go. So now it says ACB.
Cancel.
So you've
Button.
noticed.
Save. Text field is editing. ACB. Character mode. Insertion point between.
Okay.
Cap C, cap B.
So now my name is correct, but if I check the upper right hand corner, so in the upper left hand corner, I have a cancel button.
Cancel. Save.
And in the upper right, I have a save button. Now you've noticed that that is dimmed, and that is because I haven't specified the location of this mailbox. So you won't actually see this location item until you've typed in a name for your mailbox. So now that we have typed in the name,
clear text.
and we are going to flick to the right, you have a clear text, and we flick to the right again.
Mailbox location. Heading.
And look at that. So we could have actually rotated to headings and gone to it, but it wasn't that far. So now we have to pick the location. So you can see here.
Button. Outdoor.
This is an unlabeled button.
ACB.
And that is what, and then if I flick to the right, it's just showing me ACB what I typed there that's going into the keyboard. So I do actually have to flick to the left and double tap on this unlabeled button.
Button. Outdoor. Gmail.
And now, so that should have a label, but it does not for now. And so now I get to pick the location. So
Mailbox
how this
location. Heading.
So how this is laid out.
Gmail.
This first.
Gmail.
This first item is giving the account that it belongs to, and then we have various
conversation history
folders here that we can put our mailbox under. So whatever I click on here, my mailbox is going to go, my newly created mailbox is going to go under that. It's going to be a subfolder of whatever I click on here. So let's say I will click on
import Gmail.
So this Gmail one that's in brackets, this is the one that if you've used Gmail on like your iPhone, you will have seen this. There's like a drafts and a sent beneath it and such. So I'm going to now add my ACB folder beneath that. So I'm going to just double tap here on this Gmail with brackets.
Text field is editing.
And now we're taken back out of that location screen to the text field with the name of this mailbox as I've typed it. And now if you look in the upper right hand corner,
save button.
And if we look there, we see now the save button is not dimmed anymore. So we can double tap.
Done button.
All right, perfect. So now we're taken out of that screen and we have a done button. We're back in that main edit screen for the mailboxes. So I'm going to click double tap done here in the upper right hand corner to get rid of that. And so let me show you
iCloud all in Gmail.
Let me show you moving a message into that folder that we just created, and then I'll show you that it's there. So this is an ACB folder. So I want to move mail from the American Council of the Blind into that, and that is what I am.
American Council of the Blind.
And this is a message. So there are multiple ways to move it. I'm just going to use the actions rotor and go to more and then move message.
Marcus, move message.
And now
back button.
I have a bunch of folders, and if I go down, I'm just scrolling.
Gmail.
I was doing some scrolling and flicking, so now this is that Gmail with the brackets. And so if you think under here should be my ACB folder. So if I flick to the right now,
ACB.
Look at that. There's my ACB mailbox. And if I double tap,
selected Gmail. Back button.
All right. And now I would wager that it's been moved because we are focused back on the upper left-hand corner of the screen with the back button. So let's double check.
Gmail.
We're going to go back out into my main screen of all my mailboxes. And I'm going to find, I have lots of email accounts.
Junk.
And we're going to oh dear. I skipped it. So sorry. I have too many accounts. Oh my gosh. This is not very conducive to quickly scrolling, but we're gonna get there. Now I'm in the correct account. So
Gmail.
This is the Gmail with the brackets. This is the
actions available.
This is the one under. So it said that it's expanded, right? So under this Gmail folder with the brackets should be that ACB folder that I just created.
ACB.
Look at that. And if I go in there,
messages. American Council of the Blind. Dodson.
And there's the message that I just moved into that folder for safekeeping using the more rotor action. So that is how you create a new mailbox, otherwise known as a folder for your email, and how you move messages to it. So hope that helps someone out in terms of saving some important info. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions.
Wow. Here we go. All right. So thank you, Maria. And anybody have any questions for Maria about that? Creating a mailbox and moving. It's a lot of good stuff there. Definitely need to get more organized myself.
Yes, I was inspired by my work because we actually are putting a procedure into place where people's emails get deleted after a certain amount of time.
Oh,
so
no.
yeah, they get removed from the inbox. So you have no choice.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody? Or should be able to.
Question.
Okay, hang on.
Hang
All right. We had to mute.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Okay. All right. Who's got a question for Maria? Everybody is
It's muted, so you have to unmute.
Oh.
This is Sri.
Kathy.
Oh, who's gonna go first?
Can you set that folder offline so it's not, because I'm assuming that ACB is universal to anywhere you go, right? Any of the other machines that you log into?
Yeah, I would presume so. I'm gonna check my I'm gonna go into my Gmail right now and I will check if I have it as a label. I mean, I should. It's an IMAP account, so things, generally do synchronize over. So I will check in, but I would think so, actually. I will hopefully
My
let
question
you
is
know.
really,
in just a
can you
second.
do it?
Yes,
so
it
it's
is.
not-
The label is here. Yep. Go ahead.
my real question was, can it be set up so it's not like flowing through the Gmail account, at the cloud level? Can you set up a mailbox that's local to your phone, let's say?
I don't believe you can if you have an IMAP account, because that's just the virtue of IMAP. I haven't ever seen that feature even in like Outlook or something, because the whole point I would think of IMAP is that it does synchronize to different devices. So as far as I know, I don't believe you can. So like this one, it didn't give me any of those options. We did literally go through that whole creation screen when I demoed it. And like I said, I mean, it's pretty instantaneous. I see a Gmail in the brackets /ACB folder right here when I go into my Gmail. So it's kind of instant. So I do not believe so.
All right, thank you.
But that's
This
an
is-
interesting use case, though. Yes,
We have
Terry. go.
Kathy.
Oh,
No, we have
Kathy. I'm
Kathy.
sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
Kathy
sorry.
was before. No, you're fine.
My question is, would it make sense? Can you delete an entire mailbox at once? Like, would it make sense to move a bunch of stuff over and then delete it? Or I guess that'd be just adding an
move?
extra step. You might just delete instead of move.
Oh, I see. You're trying to delete a message.
Well, I still have 7,000 messages in my mailbox. And I
Yeah.
refuse to be made to delete them every day
Mm-hmm.
so they keep growing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you were to move the messages to a mailbox, again, you'd have to select them each like individually and then bulk move. Like there isn't a select all. So I
Okay.
don't think it would necessarily speed you. Honestly, I would say if it's like a Gmail or something where you have like another, like on your, on the web, you could try in Safari or wherever on, PC, whatever. You should be able to more easily bulk delete from there. That I definitely get you. I don't know why the native mail app does not have a select all option.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All
Great
right.
presentation.
Thanks. And then I think Terry was next.
Yes, I unfortunately lost my communication for 2 minutes, but I'm trying to understand. I think of mailboxes as accounts, but
Oh, I
this
know.
mailbox that you just added is still part of your Gmail account? And it's
Yeah.
just another mailbox that you can put.
Yes. Yeah, I know. It's I think I made that point that it was
Yeah.
like a counterintuitive wording. Yeah, I used to think that too, that like mailboxes just meant accounts. But think of them as like folders, and each of your accounts is like a level, 1, and then under each of them are folders. And so then, yeah, when you
Got it.
add a mailbox, you can basically create a new folder. Yes, you tell it when you select the location, you see all of your accounts there and the subfolders within them, and you pick like which subfolder you want it to be. Right now we're at level 3, like the one that you create is going to be level 3, right? Level 1 is the account, level 2 is the subfolder that you pick to contain the one that you just created, and so the one you just created is underneath that one at level 3. So yeah, I would say if you think of mailboxes as folders, hopefully that helped, but I agree, it's a
That's
little,
what you were referring
yeah.
to. Okay.
Yeah.
And so if ACB sends you mail, is it
Yeah.
automatically going to go to that mailbox?
Yeah, unfortunately, no, not on iOS. What I would suggest you do in that case is to create a filter in your mail provider. Like this is for Gmail, so I would go into the Gmail web interface, whichever, using whichever browser, and you can set up a filter to do that automatically. But no,
Got
the
it.
native mail app won't be able, you can't do that with a native mail app in terms of the rules.
This is Shri.
Thank you.
Okay, sure. Go ahead, Shri.
You could create a smart mailbox. It'll move it then.
Oh, that is actually a really interesting. I have not played with it. So, but what is that going to just base it on? Like, do you specify the parameter?
Yep. You define the rules.
Oh, you do?
Mhm.
Interesting. But is that only, well, if it's an IMAP, then it's going to go everywhere, right? It's going to.
Well, the smart mailbox is going to pull anything that you set the rules to and put it into a mailbox. You're creating a smart mailbox. But it's, it's going to pull from your junk, you delete it. It's going to pull from anything.
Oh, I see.
Create.
This is Brad.
Interesting. Okay, go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I was going to say my experience is a smart mailbox doesn't really move anything. It's like a virtual mailbox.
Yeah.
You create a rule, and what shows up in it is really, in fact, in other mailboxes. You're just seeing it.
I see. Okay.
I use one. Because I have some rules that send things to different mailboxes, but on my desktop client, I have smart mailbox created so that I could see like all my new mail, unread mail shows up in one location, and I can go through it that way. But it's really here and there in different mailboxes where it's been sent.
I see. So that wouldn't, okay, thank you for that. So that
Not
wouldn't
same
really
thing.
do,
No.
yeah. So that wouldn't quite accomplish what you're looking for in terms of it actually moving. So I would say for the actual moving to still use something like the filter
And you were using the mail app on the Apple Mail app, right? You said Gmail, but you're not using the Gmail app.
Oh, correct. Yes, thank you.
I'm not sure that smart mailbox is a feature in that app.
It's not in the Apple Mail app. Yeah, you're
Correct.
right.
That's what I thought. Just
Yeah,
on the
no, that's a good
desktop.
point. Yeah, that's correct. So, yeah, I would definitely suggest for moving to, like, as I said, use your web interface of your mail provider to do like a filtering, because then it doesn't matter where, like, it's not dependent on a specific client running a rule. It'll just, work as it comes in, right? Like if you set up on the Gmail interface a filter, it's gonna filter the message. So no matter where you're looking at it, it's gonna, if you set it up that way,
This
move
is
it to
Brad,
that
I
ACB
believe so.
folder.
You are correct.
Yeah. No, I do have filters like that set up, and the same thing happens in like Outlook on my PC and in Mail. So yeah. All right.
So this is Shri.
All right, go ahead, Shri.
So going back to the smart mailbox, so what would be the difference between a smart mailbox and a mailbox? Because it's just moving files to a folder or
The difference, the difference sounds like with the smart mailbox that it's not actually moving it, that it's just like creating a reference to it, whereas the mail, what I was suggesting with the filter, that you can actually set it to move, that it comes out of that it doesn't come to your inbox. You can set it to not come into your inbox, and you can set it only to go into, I mean, you can set it also to come to your inbox if you'd like, but I usually have my filter set to skip the inbox, and then the messages just go in whichever folder I specify.
So really, it's more for keeping that mail in the long term. Like
or just not having it clutter my inbox, and I'll look at it when I want to look at it. But yeah, definitely also for keeping for long. Like I have certain mailing lists set up like that as well, so they're not cluttering my inbox, and when I want to look at them, I'll look at them. But yes, the other aspect is the long-term storage, that not everything is just in my inbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, cool, very good. Anyone else have questions?
This is Sandhya.
Oh, go ahead, Sandhya.
Kathy made a comment about, I mean, I don't know if she really wanted to do this. She was, I mean, there is a way to select all. I mean, if it's rather a drastic, measure, but there is a select all. If you go into edit, depending on where, in the message, in your different mailboxes. So, I mean, I guess theoretically, then you could select them all and delete them. But I did check in a couple of the mailboxes.
Oh, you're right.
So you could get rid of that way.
Oh, thank you, Sandhya. I did see that. Okay, that was definitely changed. So yes, it's in the upper left-hand corner. I'm seeing it now in like the edit screen. If you go into a folder, like if I go say into my inbox and then I go to edit, which is in the upper right hand corner, this is like the inbox of my Gmail, and then in the upper left there is now a select all. So there you go, Kathy. You don't have to move anything to any folder if you want to just delete all your 7,000 messages. I'm sure you have to wait a little bit when you select all, but eventually hopefully you should be able to delete them. Very
and that's
good.
New. It
is.
Sorry, this is Kathy. So maybe it'd be quicker for me to go through, find the people I want to keep. There's some things you don't want to lose, like email that you had from 3 years ago, somebody,
Sure.
But that's why I hate to just delete them all. But
yeah, so maybe, maybe search through and move those to some, other folder, and then just scrap the rest. Go ahead, Shri.
Cool.
You can in that edit select all. You also have the option to select random ones too. So you could select the first one, the fifth one, the 10th one, then so on and so on. Besides just selecting everything, you can randomly select it too.
Yeah, that's true. Like individually, you can go through and
like mark them.
Exactly. Yeah, like double tapping each of them.
What I wanted to do was put them in alphabetical order so I could like delete all the, say all the ACB ones all together, just delete those, and then go to my, DoorDash and delete all those, delete them by category so I could get rid of for sure the ones I don't, just keep coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that I do not think you can do, unfortunately.
This is Ned.
Go ahead, Ned.
Wouldn't you do a search, type in ACB, and then all of the ACB emails would come up? Then you can delete them all at one time. Wouldn't that be a way to do it?
I think it still puts all the others below. Like after you get to your last ACB message, then there'll be the next, whatever you had today,
Okay, hold on, guys. One more. We gotta kind of wind this up. So let's finish the topic. Okay, hold on. So we had Brad, I think.
Yeah, I think what Ned said, if you search for, and his example is ACB, all you're going to see is ACB. You're not going to see anything else because it's a search and it filters out. And if you type in the characters ACB, it's going to show all mail that begins with those 3 characters. So you're not going to see other stuff.
Right. But then you'd have to delete them, individually one by one because you don't have the edit screen.
Yeah, I don't think you do. You're right.
Right. And also it probably won't show you all of them. I have noticed that the search seems to have some sort of a limit. Like if I
yeah.
do a search in
Mhm.
Outlook or in Gmail, I definitely see older messages than I will see in the native mail app when I search.
Okay, quickly next, Terry Ann.
I was wondering if you could, if when the ACB emails come up, it wouldn't take you very long to just go through and select each of those and then delete them. But now I'm just realizing that you're still not in your edit box, so that may or may not work if you just selected them and then go to your edit box and delete them, the ones you've selected.
You mean like from a search?
Yes.
No, yeah, because from a search, it's literally just going to show you your list of messages. So you can't even like mark them individually. You'd have to just go into the like delete rotor item for all of them. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Parmi, I heard you. Go ahead.
Yes, that's when I get ready to delete messages. Like if I get a lot of messages every day from Home Depot or Clark Howard or somebody like that, I type in the word, the first word like home. And then once all the messages pop up, I do the select all box and at the top left. And then I hit delete and it deletes them all out.
All right. Thank you so much, Parmi.
Okay.
And we are going to have to move on. This was a great demo, Maria, and lots of good questions.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be so popular. That's great.
Yes, very good. All right. So, I think we got a lot of good questions out of it. So, anybody with a new question or
Linda.
something that, yes, go ahead, Linda.
Has anyone come across where you can only call people who have iPhone numbers, or you can only receive telephone calls from another iPhone user?
All right. Anybody have that issue? You can only call certain people. What?
Only people who have my brother's phone. He can only call people that have an iPhone. Like he can call me and I can call him, but he can't call Comcast.
Okay. Anybody have any suggestions for Linda? Why is he not able to? Is he okay? Anybody have any thoughts?
This is Brad.
Brad?
It sounds to me like it's actually using FaceTime. And it's FaceTime calling as opposed to a real telephone call. Because FaceTime would be limited to other, at least Apple users, as opposed to any phone number. I don't know exactly what's going on. I have to look at it myself to see, but that's what it sounds like to me.
All right. Any other guesses?
It's Kathy.
Kathy.
Would there be something in settings when you go into your settings? Doesn't it kind of say what calls you can? I mean, different options. Could you have something there set funny, like go into settings and look under phone?
All right. Check out settings.
That's just a guess.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy. Go ahead, Parmi. Go ahead.
What about the do not disturb? Because I had that problem with one of my friends. We both had iPhones, but she wasn't able to talk to me and I couldn't talk to her, but I had her on do not disturb by mistake.
Okay, that's a very good suggestion because we have all done that. Thank you, Parmi. Great. Okay. All right. So we hope that helps, Linda. Kind of weird. Let us know what happens. Okay.
We'll give those a try. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Who's next? Somebody new with a question. New issue, new problem. Otherwise, I have to. So I'll have to. We didn't get to interrogate Parmi. Parmi, are you a new caller?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Alabama, but I live in Houston, Texas now.
Oh, great. Well, we're just so happy to have you. And what kind of iDevices do you have?
Kind of what now?
Apple devices.
Oh, right now I'm just using my iPhone.
Okay, well, very good. Well, we are so happy that you're here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
How did you hear?
participating. Oh, yeah.
How did you hear about us? We like
I was in the Metro lift, and this guy got in the car from U of H, and he was in a adaptive, what is he? Assistive technology something, but his name is Suva.
Oh.
And I got his number, and I called him and talked to him.
Wow.
He called me back Saturday and told me about this. No, he called me back Friday and told me about this meeting.
Wow.
That happens on Fridays and Mondays. But I had already ran across the resource at my job. But when I tried to reach out to somebody, I wasn't able to because I work at the Lighthouse of Houston.
Oh, wow.
When people call in, I try to give them resources. And this was one of the resources that I have.
Oh,
very
wow.
cool.
You are awesome. Well, thank you for calling. And Suva is one of our mentors, and you never know what'll happen on MetroLift. So there you go.
I know, right?
All right. Good for you. Glad to have you. Thanks for participating tonight.
Thank
okay.
you.
All right. Great. Okay. Who's next? Somebody knew the new question now that we've already picked on Parmi already. So, okay. I have a quick question here. I used to be able to use Siri to, no, God, I don't want to trigger it, but I used to be able to say, hey, show me the pictures that I took today. And I would pull them all up. And now she's like, these are the images I found from the web. And I'm like, what is going on? So then I had to manually go into my camera, to the photos and then find today and whatever. But has something changed, or is it just Siri devolving into whatever? Anybody use that feature? Because I used to use it all the time.
This is Herbie.
Herbie.
I wonder if it's Siri devolving and just, maybe they don't want to have it, something that's web-based, open your photos or whatever, that's just a theory, but...
Okay, I mean, it used to work great. I loved it. I could say, show me all the pictures taken in March or whatever. It was beautiful. So, okay, well, that's as good explanation as any.
This is Maria.
Yes, ma'am.
I just tried to have her. I think it's clearly the devolve. I've never used her for this, but I just told her to show me pictures of my dogs, and she literally just opened like the Photos app and didn't filter anything at all. It just shows me all my photos.
Okay, thank you for testing it out. Okay. All right, who's next with the new question? Somebody didn't have a turn, waiting patiently. Anybody?
Well, I'll ask it then. This is Mary.
Yes, go ahead.
About threaded emails. What is the best way to read them? If I don't really like to have to open the thread and then just see them each individually, but if I open one of the messages, of course, it does go down to the bottom, which is actually the first one sent like I want it to. But if I try to, go to the rotor over to messages and swipe up for each one, it likes to jump. So does it, if you want to open a thread of messages, but you don't want to leave them open all the time, is opening the thread and then closing it back the best way to read them?
All right.
This is Herbie.
Okay, hang on, Herbie. Anybody else have any suggestions for Mary using threading messages, reading threaded messages? Anybody like to help her out? Love to hear from somebody that hasn't had a chance to speak.
Oh, this is Mary. I'm sorry, I didn't make it clear. I'm talking about email.
Threading on an email. Yes. Okay. Anybody want to try? All right. Go ahead, Herbie.
So yeah, there's only two ways to really, you can either open the thread and, read and open any messages individually that way, or just turn off the feature completely in the mail settings if you find it problematic. But yeah, opening and closing the thread is the best way to do it by swiping down on the thread to where it says expand and then double tap, and then you can flick right and see all the messages in that particular thread, and then you can double tap or do whatever you want with that individual message.
Thank you, Herbie. All right, great question, Mary. Thank you for that. All
This
right.
is Terry.
Terry, go ahead.
Because I have my my email set so that it reads me the first couple of lines of a message. When I go to that thread, I most of the time don't even have to open the message. I can just flick to the right once I've expanded the thread and read something. And if I don't want that particular message, I can just flick down till I get to the delete and double tap and delete it, so that it saves me having to open it and read it unless I really want to read the whole thing.
All right. Thank you. So you're using a preview. Okay. That's great. Thank you, Terry. Right. Anybody else have any thoughts about that? Okay, very good. Threading this can be a challenge. Okay, who's next? Anybody else with a new question?
Dana.
Dana, go for it.
Yeah. I am having problems deleting drafts and email. Like, when you go to the bottom of your email and there it says there's one draft or more, and I don't want those. I know how to add to them, but I can't delete them.
Oh, what a great question. Anybody have any thoughts? I know we kind of touched on it a while ago and I figured it out
This is
after.
Greg.
Go ahead, Greg.
You can open those drafts and it'll let you close. You can just flick until you get to the close and it'll let you close all except the last one. And on that last one, the best thing, I think I heard it on iBUG, is just address it to yourself and send it, and that'll get rid of it at the bottom.
All right.
This Dana, yeah.
Yes, Dana. Uh-huh.
Actually, yeah. A friend of mine told me to address it to myself and send it, and I've done that, and it does work. But yeah, I was wondering if there was another way, easier way.
Brad?
It's a bug. You could also just try sending it to Tim Cook.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Good thing you listened to what we say on iBUG. Good job. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dana. Great question.
I always listen to you, Sandhya.
Oh,
And I have another question.
Oh, good. Even better. Go for it.
Okay, on messages, back on the message app. So if somebody sends me a message and it has information that I want to hang on to, I don't want to delete the text message. But let's say a week later, I want to send them a text message, and I really don't want to just have it as an extension of the previous messages that we've sent back and forth. Is there a way to send a separate text message where it doesn't just automatically tack on to any previous messages that you haven't deleted?
Okay, so just to clarify the question, you have an existing text thread between you and Joe, and then now you want to send a new message, then you've just got a bunch of information or whatever in that thread, right? In the text message thread, back and forth between you and Joe. And then now you want to start a new message to Joe. Is that what your question is?
That's correct. And I don't want all those past messages to show up. I just want a new text message.
Okay, who would like to help Greg out on that issue? Any thoughts about how to avoid anything, or is there really an issue? Anybody have any thoughts on that?
This is Marie.
Go ahead, Marie.
If I'm not misunderstanding what he's saying, before you start to send the new message, you can swipe up or down and you can delete the thread, and then you can start a new thread with the new message.
Oh, that's a good idea.
This is Dana.
Okay, Dana.
Yeah, what I do is I just.
Well, hang on, Dana. You kind of faded out. Come back a little.
Out. Pardon me?
Okay, now start over. Go ahead.
Okay. What was
I
the
scared
thing?
you.
Yes, you did.
I couldn't hear you.
No,
Okay.
what I do is if I want to start a new message with someone that I've been talking to, I tell Siri to send a message to so and so, and that'll start a new one too.
This is Brad.
Brad.
I don't think any of those will work. What Mary said would delete the thread, and I believe what Greg is trying to save a piece of information that was in the thread. And I think what he wants to do is start a new message that's a separate thread, but you can't do that because you're sending it to the same person.
Right. And this is Sandhya to add to, even if you delete the thread, he or she
He's
can
still got it.
have the thread. So I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
there's kind of no unless you just want to have a, I don't know. I
This is
can't wait
Brad.
to hear your explanation of why you want to do this. But okay, go ahead, Brad.
Well, one of the things I've done before, if there's somebody sent me something and maybe it contains a phone number or some piece of information in a single item in a thread, and I want to save it and make sure I don't accidentally lose it, I have sent that item, select forward or something and send that one item to myself. And then I've got another thread. Of course, there's two of them in there because I sent it and I received it. And I can go clean that out later. But then I can clean out the thread I have with Joe, and I don't have it in there if that's what I choose to do. But I think if you have an item in a thread with Joe and you want to send Joe another message, there's no way to have that be a separate thread because
This is Shree.
it's the same contact person.
Right. Okay, Brad. Okay, Brad. Shree, go ahead.
What happens if you send it as a email instead of the phone number to Joe?
This is Greg. That probably would work. I just, in email, you can have a group of emails that have gone back and forth, and you can always start a fresh email that's not related to that string of emails. But you can't do that in messages, and I think you're correct, Sri. You could. I mean, an option would be just to send it to the text message to the email address.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck with that, Greg. Thank y'all. Okay. All right. Who's next? Anybody?
This is Shree.
Okay. Hang on. Anybody else? Before we get to Shree, didn't get a chance to ask a question? Love to hear from you. Okay, go ahead, Shree.
I updated my iPhone 8 Plus to the latest version, and I noticed that my touch password went away, and I was just wondering if anyone else experienced it.
Okay. Anybody?
I meant to say touch ID password.
Okay. All right. Anybody help for Shree? Touch ID password. iPhone 8 Plus. No, Shree. Okay, we'll have to come back to that one. Thank you for the question. All right. Okay, who's next? Next question.
Linda?
Go ahead.
Can my husband, he has the calendar as like a work schedule, can he not send it to me, but attach or link my calendar to that, so what his schedule is, I can see it on my phone also?
Ooh, what a good question. Who would like to answer that? Help Linda with calendar. Anybody? calendar.
This is Herbie.
Sharing calendars. Go ahead, Herbie.
So when you say it's a work calendar, like, is it one that's specifically for his work that, is provided by his company, or is it just one of the default calendars that comes as part of the phone?
It's the Gmail calendar that will be a work schedule calendar.
Okay, so, can you, I know you can share a calendar, but Gmail calendars can work differently than, like, the iCloud calendars. One thing I would do is you could just share like an iCloud calendar and he uses that as his work calendar. That might be the easiest way. Otherwise, you could one way you could do it is you sign into his Gmail account, but tell it to only show the calendar. So like you tell when you set it up, you don't tell it to show mail, you don't tell it to show contacts. That is one way, but I thought there was a way on Gmail that itself that you could get it to share the calendar.
Yeah, this is Maria.
Go
Yeah, I don't remember the exact steps, but it's like in the settings, on the Gmail, the web interface, like the settings for the calendar, you can generate like a link, and then he could generate a link to that calendar, and then you could add that to your Gmail. And I actually think I was gonna say you can add it to your Gmail, and then you'd have to look in the Gmail app, but I mean the Google Calendar app. But now as I think of it, I think you actually, if he sends you the link that he's generated, you might be able to actually subscribe to that calendar natively in iOS. I feel like that's under, oh gosh, is it like settings and then accounts or something like that, I believe? And there's a subscribed calendar.
Rad.
Yeah, settings and then accounts, and then there's a thing in there for subscribed calendars, but you got to get the the link from him. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering, as you're talking about this, who's the creator, the owner of that calendar that shared it? So that could be an issue too. Unless her husband created the calendar, but if it's shared with him from his work, I don't know.
All right, Linda. So hopefully, is it something he created on his own, or he's getting it from somewhere else? Seems to be.
He will be creating it on his
Okay, well
own.
then I think he totally should be able to, like they said, either create a link and then you could subscribe. I think that'll be the quickest way. So
great. Thanks, everybody.
Good. Thank y'all. Great question. Okay, does anybody have a very quick question before we take off? Go ahead.
I don't have a question. I have a suggestion.
Okay.
There's a brand new hot off the press app called Braille Scan, BrailleScan. And that was the reason I deferred before, because I couldn't remember the name of it. So I had to go look it up. But what it does is convert, right now it's just grade 1 UEB into text on your iPhone. So if you want to send something that you have in Braille, you scan that Braille page in this app and it will convert it to text. And right now it's just UEB grade 1, but the developer, who is an engineer, that he developed this, from his schooling and everything, he's doing other platforms as well, and he's going to expand this, and he wants people to comment. It's free right now, and he really wants people to try it. You have to scan a Braille page, an actual Braille piece of paper.
Wow.
And but it sounds really cool. I downloaded it and it downloads really well, and you could change, set it up in settings. And
so this is something, when you say scan, like literally just take a picture of a Braille page?
Yep. Mhm.
Okay. All right.
And then, in this app, you take the picture of the Braille page and it then immediately scans it into print to text on your phone, so that you can send it to a sighted person. Yep.
A reverse Duxbury kind of scanning translation. Okay. Well, interesting. That's on Windows, obviously. Okay, we don't do Windows here. Okay, all right.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
not Windows. It's on
Yeah.
your iPhone.
All right, I know. Yeah, so very cool, very cool.
Is there a cost?
No,
Free.
it's free.
It's
It's an app on your iPhone.
Cool.
Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
All right. Well, thank you, Terry Ann, for that. And with that, we're going to wind it up. And thank you so much, Maria, for helping facilitate
Thank you.
tonight. And
And thank you,
real quick-
everyone, for the good questions.
Good
Yeah.
questions, new participants, so exciting. And real quick recap of this week. Tomorrow is Clubhouse. We have Mac Buzz from 5 to 6. Thursday, iBUG Truckee Talk from 8 to 9:30, talking about season 4, Next Generation, episodes 10 and 11. Friday, iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. We're going to be watching Catch Me If You Can from 2002, starring we forgot to even tell you, Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks and a bunch of other people. So it's going to be a really exciting movie. So come for that. And then on Sunday, iBug Cafe from 4 to 6, talking about podcast apps. So lots to look forward to this week. So I hope y'all have a great week and join us for any and all of these great programs, and visit our website. And don't forget to check out the drawing. So with that, we will say good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night. Good
Night,
night.
everybody.
Bye. See y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sandhya.